Okay. Okay. So welcome back. I'm Agnes. Okay, and for this second half of the industry briefing, we'll be going through the enhancements to the Class B regulatory framework. So these enhancements were announced during the town hall session in April this year. So gentle reminder to hold your questions till the Q&A segment later on. Okay, and you may also want to keep the Class B registration handout close by because we will be making references to the handout along the way. Okay, so the scope of the presentation will be as follows. So first we will look at the Class B registration routes. So this will include the eligibility criteria, the submission requirements and so on. Okay, next we will walk you through the MEDIC submission procedure. So our MEDIC platform has been enhanced to cater to the new rules. So this enhanced platform will take effect from 1st September. Okay, and lastly, we will give you a brief update on the pending Class B product registration applications that some of you may have with us. Okay, so from 1st September onwards, okay, we have 2 additional Class B registration routes. So you are able to select one out of the 4 routes to register your Class B device. So what are these 4 routes? Okay, briefly, we have the IVR route, okay, we have the expedited Class B route, also EBR, as well as the abridged and the full routes. So the 2 new routes, IVR and EBR, have been set out according to a confidence-based approach, leveraging on reference agency approvals and marketing history. So this is to facilitate timely access of your Class B device without compromising public health. Okay, so what are the differences between these 4 routes? Okay, so let us look into the eligibility criteria first. Okay, so the basic criteria for the IVR, EBR and abridged route is that the medical device to be registered in Singapore shall have an identical intended use as that approved by HSA's medical device reference agencies. Okay, so kindly note that this has always been a criteria for the abridged route, okay, and has now been extended to the 2 new routes. So for IVR, okay, the criteria will be as follows. So your device shall be registered in 2 independent reference agencies, marketed in the above 2 agency jurisdictions for at least 3 years. There shall be no safety issues globally and no prior withdrawal or rejection in the reference agency or in Singapore due to quality, safety and performance issues. Okay, so take note that by independent, we are actually considering EU and TGA Australia as one RA approval. Okay, why? Because these 2 countries, they currently have a mutual recognition agreement where they recognize each other's approvals, so they will be considered as one RA approval. Okay, next for EBR, we have EBR1 and EBR2. So for EBR1, okay, your device shall be registered in 1 reference agency, marketed in the above agency jurisdiction or in Singapore for at least 3 years, and no safety issues globally. EBR2 registered in 2 independent reference agencies. Okay, and the criteria for abridged and full remains the same. So abridged registered in 1 RA and full, no RA approvals. Okay, so in summary, before you do your submission, please check if your device has obtained any reference agency approvals. If none, okay, it will go via the full route. If yes, okay, check how many approvals it has obtained. Okay, check on the marketing history and also against all these, and against all these criteria to determine which route your device can qualify for. Okay, so what is the turnaround time that you can expect for these 4 routes and their corresponding fees? So for IVR, it's an immediate listing upon successful submission. Okay, for EBR, our TAT has been reduced to 60 working days, and the TAT for abridged and full remains the same, so it's 100 and 160 working days. Okay, so take note that the TAT specified excludes company's response time to input request. Now for fees, IVR and EBR have lower fees of 1,004. Okay, and the fees for the abridged and full remains the same, so it's $2,003 and $4,000 respectively. Okay, so how do the new routes fit into the product registration process? Okay, so here is a quick recap. So similar to Class A, before you do your submission, okay, please always ask yourself these 3 basic questions. 1, is your product a medical device? Okay, 2, is your risk class correct? Okay, Class B. And 3, can your devices qualify to be grouped into one application? Okay, so if you have answered yes for these 3 questions, next determine which route your device can qualify for. So when selecting the route for your device, okay, you are required to ensure that you have all the required information to support the registration. Okay, so let us go through some examples to assist you in determining which route your device may qualify for. Okay, so we have the first example, which is a digital thermometer. So this thermometer has been approved by 2 reference agencies, EU and Japan, introduced in the 2 reference agency jurisdiction in 2005. Okay, there are no serious adverse events globally, and no open FSCA, and no withdrawals or rejections pertaining to quality, safety, and performance issues. So, which routes can you apply for? Okay, so you can apply for IVR, EBR1, EBR2, or the abridged route. Okay, so when selecting which route your device can qualify for, please again ensure that you are able to fulfill all the documentary requirements, which we will cover later on.